Hello, and welcome to She Boss Talk. I am Shantae Alradi. I'm coming on today with another stimulus news update and report for all of you entrepreneurs and business owners out there. So do come in as always. Welcome, whether you're already part of the show or if this is your first time watching this broadcast. We're all about helping entrepreneurs get their money during the pandemic so that you not only are able to survive, but you rise and thrive. So be sure that you do stay to the end because after I talk about these updates, I'm going to actually tell you how you can stimulate, right, your own stimulus for you, your family, and your business. Okay. So do give this a thumbs up so more people see it. Do share out this broadcast on our channel. And if you're not already subscribed, do subscribe. If you enjoy the updates that we bring you all of the great benefits, all of the resources and tools that we're providing, go ahead and subscribe to the She Boss Talk family. We love to have you here. So a lot has happened, over the weekend or last week. So this is Monday. It's a great start to the week to accomplish great things, be productive. So I want to let you know last week, remember I explained to you that there were, the president was in the hospital due to COVID-19. He came out and was talking about how he was going to start all negotiations regarding a stimulus package. Everyone was in an uproar over it, including the stock market. Then he changed his mind and then he presented a stimulus. So he said he wanted to present a stimulus proposal of $1.8 billion. And so if you don't know already, the House passed the HEROES Act, and they also passed a more streamlined bill because they're in negotiations with the Senate Republicans to come up with the deal. So Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, and the Treasury Secretary, Steven Mnuchin, are the main ones negotiating the new stimulus package that is going to come forth for all of the American people. So they're the ones that's ultimately deciding the dollar value of it and what is going to be included in that stimulus package. Okay. And so the streamlined bill that Nancy Pelosi in the House passed is $2.2 trillion. So this proposal of Trump's is 1.8. So negotiations are still happening. What I can tell you is what he did propose last week is that more stimulus checks, they're all in agreement on this, more stimulus checks, more money as far as PPP, and that's going to be big news. So I'm telling you about the PPP updates in a minute. So again, make sure you stay tuned. But they want more stimulus money. This money is already left over from the CARES Act. In addition to that, more money for the airlines. Now, the Speaker of the House was thinking about passing like a small bill for the airlines. However, there was a lot of pushback because all these other industries have been devastated, and they're like, okay, well, how are you going to help the airlines? And we've been suffering as much, if not worse. So how are you just going to provide a streamlined bill for them to give them $25 billion and not give us $25 billion? So, whether that's the restaurant industry or events industry, there's been so many industries that have been impacted. So how do you pick and choose who gets the stimulus? So that's the challenge with passing any of these proposed skinny bills, is that it's really not meeting the need. And the further we delay on giving a stimulus, a comprehensive package, that is going to further disrupt the economy. It's going to really slow our progress down from recovering from this pandemic. So that's why a comprehensive bill is needed, because who do you decide you're not giving money to? Are they going to decide, okay, we're going to give it to the airlines, but we're not going to give it to small business? And then small business is going to be like, no, because we know that we have all been impacted. All of us have had challenges, and too many of us have had to have our doors closed, whether it's temporarily or permanently. So we discuss that all the time on the show. So they're negotiating it again. 1.8 trillion, 2.2 trillion. the hope is that they, work quickly to make a decision to agree. Now, when Trump did mention this last week, House Democrats, the House pushed back, and also the Senate Republicans pushed back on Trump's proposal. So this week, his spokesperson, the White House spokesperson, said that the Republicans were now on board with whatever Trump wanted. So again, we'll see what happens with that. As always, I will keep you updated as far as that stimulus package. And again, this is more, stimulus checks. This is more money for unemployment. We know the executive order that was signed for the additional 300 a week after the 600 additional expired, that is gone, right? So that's been used up already. So more relief is needed. There's still millions of people, American people, that are on unemployment, and about a million, between 800,000 and a million new unemployment applications coming every week. So it's still unprecedented unemployment numbers, which is affecting the whole economy. So though that is the updates as far as the stimulus package, the new stimulus. As far as the stimulus that we're already under, the CARES Act, I do want to remind everyone that if you know someone, or if this applies to you, I know there's a lot of entrepreneurs and small businesses owners out here. If you have not already received your stimulus check from the first CARES Act, okay, the $1,200 or $2,400 if you're married, you definitely want to make sure that you check the status on the IRS website at www.irs.gov. Again, if you are non-filer, you have until October the 15th to file on their non-filer form on the website in order to get your stimulus check. Otherwise, you will have to wait to 2021, and you will be required to file a tax return to get your stimulus check. Now, there was a report also for regular for those that aren't non-filers like us, entrepreneurs and small business owners that filed your tax returns, that the IRS is behind millions. And I believe it was like 8 million in processing of tax returns. So if you filed your 2019 tax return and you still have not, it hasn't been processed, or you haven't received a refund if you were due one, please let me know that in the comments. I just like to gauge where everyone is and how people are being impacted. But they have been slow, and we're already in the next tax season, preparing for 2021 filings. So that's going to be important for you. I want to make sure all of you all do get your stimulus checks that you are entitled to if you met the eligibility requirements. Okay. So that is for the current stimulus check. Again, October 15th is the deadline. I wanted to speak really quickly regarding unemployment, because a lot of us, you either are still receiving pandemic unemployment assistance, or you did. If that is you, please drop a note for me in the comment if you did receive or are still receiving pandemic unemployment assistance from your state unemployment office. This is a program that is administered by the state, but the funding came from the federal government to give unemployment benefits to those that would not normally qualify under traditional unemployment. So the first thing is there's been an issue that I discussed before with overpayment. So you may be one of those who you received a notice or not, or it just showed up in your back office. You received a decrease in benefits, or they told you that you have an overpayment balance. That is happening across the U.S. So most likely there's several of you that have been impacted. I'm one of those that have been impacted. So you may be held responsible for paying that back. And it's a big issue across the country for these overpayments. There are a number of reasons why you could have had an overpayment. It could have been an internal error, or it could have been an external error, meaning that you made an error in reporting the proper income to them. So now in my case, it was their error because they did not calculate correctly. Now, if you're in Colorado, I want to let you know these are one of the states that have decided for their overpayments. They have 1.4 million in overpayments that apply to about 9,000 recipients of PUA benefits, they are just going to waive all the overpayments. So again, it depends on your state. They have been plagued with issues across the board. So just check with your state, check in your back office, see if you received any type of notice, file an appeal if you need to, see what their stance is, because every state is different. Here in Ohio, if it's their fault, you don't have to pay. If it's your fault, if it's your fault, you do. So you just want to make sure that you know what's happening with your unemployment. And if you do have an overpayment, if they are saying that you owe thousands of dollars, which some of you have told me that they have, that you follow up, you make an appeal so that you can get that waived if you do not owe that money back. Because what they will do is either take it back. If you don't have it, they will take it from your benefits or your future unemployment benefits. So you definitely want to, don't leave that outstanding. Definitely address it, appeal it. You have a certain amount of time to appeal. So don't let that time expire, and just follow through the process to get that taken care of as soon as possible. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to mention regarding unemployment, again, I said these systems have been plagued with issues. The cyber crimes related to all the COVID relief, but especially the unemployment benefits, has been huge. They're estimating or reporting $8 billion in fraudulent claims, and coming from all over the place, from Nigeria to London, filing claims, false identity claims, right? It's quite ridiculous what is happening, actually. But when it's all said and done, they said eventually the amount of loss may be around $26 billion. $26 billion in losses due to fraud. Okay, that is the estimate. That's across all of these relief programs, because the PPP program has had fraud, the EIDL program has had a lot of fraud, and the PUA program has had fraud. And guess what? When there's fraud and the fraudsters are getting the money, these cyber criminals are getting money, these identity thieves are getting money, that means the money is not going to you and is not coming to me, the people that really need it and deserve it. So it's been a big problem. And now the states are really trying to get assistance from the federal government, because again, what allows these criminals to do this is the antiquated systems of the state, and some of these other government programs, the systems that they're having to support this are so old. They don't have the proper protocols or internal controls, and these criminals are just taking complete advantage of the system and of this, all this money that has been going out. So, definitely if you are subject to one of the, any of these fraudulent activities, because some people are, don't let it stay. You definitely want to follow up with whoever, whether it's the PPP program or EIDL or unemployment, to rectify it. Make sure that you're not held accountable for any, fraudulent things that you were not a part of because your identity was stolen or something happened in that regard. So again, the quicker you act on these types of things, the better it's going to be for you. Okay. Now, this is huge. Okay. Listen up for all of you all that have applied for the Paycheck Protection Program. If you applied and were funded for PPP, please let me know in the comments. This is going to be very important for you. If you know other entrepreneurs and small business owners who applied for PPP and were funded, this is going to be important. So please do share this information with them. As far as Paycheck Protection Program, I know a lot of you have been challenged. You use the funds. You have 8 to 24 weeks. The deadline is December 31st to use any of the loan funds that you were approved for. Okay, you receive the deposit, then you use the funds within 8 to 24 weeks. Then you can request forgiveness. What does that mean? That basically means they cancel out your debt. Then that your loan becomes a grant. That's free money that you never, ever, ever, ever have to pay back. That is fantastic news. The problem is is that they have had different forms. They've had, it can be complicated. They came out with the easy form. It was still a little bit hard to understand. You really had to calculate yourself and figure out all of these different figures. But they even streamlined it before, because again, it's a big push to further streamline the forgiveness application process to relieve the burden, relieve the banks from a lot of the burden. They have to go back and approve all of these forgiveness applications, right? And so they want to relieve some of the burden on you and the banks. And so there's a push to have it automatically forgiven. I believe it was at 150,000. They haven't done that yet. But what they have done is, if you had a loan, you were funded for $50,000 or less. If that's you, let me know in the comments. They have created a new form that is super easy. It is form 3805S. And I did, over the weekend, I did a video, a step-by-step walkthrough of the form to make it super easy for you to submit your forgiveness application to your lender. You're going to be submitting it to whoever funded your loan. So whether that was your bank, your credit union, PayPal, Square, whoever funded your loan, you're going to be submitting this application back to them, so then they can forgive 100%. So you're going for 100% forgiveness. That means if your loan was for $20,000, you're going to apply to have $20,000 forgiven. If your loan was for $50,000, you're going to apply to have your loan, that $50,000 completely forgiven. That's 100%. That means you have a zero balance. Isn't that exciting? But this is going to make it super easy. So again, I do locate that video. I will also put the link to that video in the comments, because I know a lot of you all need help with that PPP forgiveness application, because you can't get it forgiven until you submit it, get it approved by the SBA. It goes to your lender, then they send it to the SBA, and then they approve it. So with this form, you don't have to upload any documents. Again, it's the bulk of it is self-certification. Where you don't want to get yourself in trouble is self-certifying and you're not being honest. That has gotten a lot of entrepreneurs and small business owners in trouble, whether they have been prosecuted, whether they have been fined, whether they had to pay it back and pay penalties on top of it because they were not truthful in their application. Okay, these processes have been streamlined and made super easy through self-certification. But you have to understand, when you self-certify and you sign on any of these forms, that is a legally binding contract. And you're saying that you've been truthful in everything that you have stated. So I'm going through that as well. Every single self-certifying item, I go through that step by step on that form. So it's super easy. So if you've had the easy form that they launched a couple months ago, and you're just like, I just don't understand this form, don't worry about it. This new form is it. And I walk you step by step. This is if your loan was 50,000 or less. This does not apply to any company. If you have like over 2 million, you have different affiliates, right? Different, branches that's each making 50,000. It would not apply to you. Okay. So I go over that as well in the form, and it's specifically outlined as to who qualifies for this particular form. If you received over 50,000, then you would use one of the other forms, right? That easy form or the other form that they have. But the good majority of applicants, a good portion, over 3 million, were funded less than 50,000. Okay. So again, if that applies to you, definitely watch the video, go step by step through the form, submit it to your lender, and go ahead and get your loan forgiven, and then come back and let me know what the status is when you get it forgiven. That is a grant. We always talk about getting your money, grant money. That is a grant. I told all of you all in the beginning, go apply for PPP, because this is going to be free money. At the end of the day, once you get funded, it's going to be free. All you need to do is submit your information back, right? You spend 60% on payroll, 40% on non-payroll related costs, and you get it forgiven. You don't even have to do that calculation in this form. You just tell them how much your loan was, right? And then you're going to, and the amount you want forgiven, and you cannot have any amount forgiven over the principal loan amount. So if you took out a loan of 20,000, you cannot ask for 30,000. That is not going to work. And you do, if you receive the EIDL advance, right, that advance grant, then you need to notate it on the form. And I go over that as well, because they take that in consideration on your forgiveness amount. So if you received an EIDL grant or advance of $1,000 and your PPP loan was $20,000, then the max you can get forgiven is $19,000 because of that EIDL grant. So it's not a penalty. You just basically, that's the free money that you're accounting for from the advance when they're considering your forgiveness. Okay. So if you have any questions on any of these updates that I've gone over today, again, each individual program, please let me know in the comments. I will definitely follow up as always and answer your questions, give you any references or resources that you may need to help you. Now, before I close out, you need to meet us tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're having a special broadcast called Pitch for Free Money. This is going to help all of you all out there that want to know how to pitch your business to get free money for your business. You know, how many of you are out there can use some free money for your business? There's tons of money out there. There's so many ways to get the free money. We talk about grants all the time. This is one of those ways to get free money for your business, and that's pitching your business. There's so many pitch competitions. So we're going to have our expert. She's a great friend of mine. Her name is Precious Pitchmaster Williams, and she's going to be on live. We're going to be sharing our tools that we use to get free money. I've already told you about the grant cheat sheet and tracker. If you haven't gotten it, go ahead and get it. We'll be talking about it tonight and dropping it in the live. She also has a great book to help you pitch yourself and your business. You definitely want to stay tuned for that and check that out. We'll drop that in the live as well. And then I will also, during the live, be going through telling you about some open pitch competitions. So there are open pitches right now where you can sign up. You can apply to pitch your business for money. One of my peers just won $100,000 by entering a pitch competition and pitching their barbecue sauce business. Okay, so there's definitely money out there, you know, whether it's 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, you know, this is all money you can use. Can you use this money? And if you can, what would you use it for in your business? How would you use it to pivot, to grow? Right? Would you use it to hire? Would you use it for marketing? Would you use it for new innovative equipment, new innovative solutions? There are pitch competitions. We will be sharing those with you in the live. Again, set your alarms. Meet us here at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for this special live broadcast where we will be engaging with you. It's going to be so much fun. And we're all about helping you get your money in this time. Yes, it's a crisis. We're in a pandemic, but I want you to be able to seize every opportunity available to you. And there's no reason that you should suffer, that we should wait on the stimulus. We're going to create our own stimulus money. And that's what we're showing you to do, how to position your business, how to structure your business in such a way that will help you get access to more money and more free money where you're not taking on a lot of debt. There's no reason to do that when there's so much free money available to you. You just need to know where to get it, right? And how to get it and how to position your business to get it. And we're going to be showing you how to do that. If you haven't seen my other videos, I have so many step-by-step tutorial videos on these different relief programs, grants. We drop grants all the time. We have a grant tracker tool. We'll be going over that as well. So anything you need, if you need one-on-one consultation, you can feel free to go to our website at www.shebosstalk.com, and you can get resources and information there. We're just happy to be here to help you to be able to rise and thrive in your business. Shout out to all of those who have gotten grant monies, who have won pitch competition, who are really growing your business out there. Shout out to all of you all. because you all are the ones that give the others the faith, right? The hope to continue on, that they know that they can do it too. If we were able to get grants, if we were able to do it, they can do it too. There's nothing super special about us that we were able to do it. We just applied. And you can't get anything if you don't take action, if you don't apply. So that's the first thing. You want to make sure that you just show up confidently, boldly, know you're qualified, and then go after all of these great opportunities that are made available that may never come again. They're out here. They're waiting for you. There's grant money with your name on it. I don't care if you applied another time and didn't get it. There is a grant with your name on it. If you've applied, keep applying, because there's more and more coming out. States have a deadline that they must use the billions of dollars they received in CARES Act funding. So they are rolling out grant programs, multi-million-dollar grant programs. If they had earlier rounds, they're opening up new rounds. So you definitely tune into your state, use our grant tracker on our website, right? It's also in the description, in the show notes, clickable links to go use our resources. We've done all the heavy lifting for you. So all you have to really do is use our tools and get to work to get this money, okay? Because it's available to you. Okay, so that is all I have. So we're getting ready for tonight. We'll meet you back here at 6 p.m. Until then, continue to work hard, continue to focus on your business success, continue to focus on paying it forward, helping other entrepreneurs and small business owners, again, by sharing this video, sharing our channel, sharing the resources that we have. Thank you so much for sharing. Do that, because there's still millions of entrepreneurs and business owners that don't know that these opportunities are available to them. And you could be the one to share it and change a business life, to help another business stay in business, to help another business pivot, to help another business scale. And it's all because you shared a video or our channel with them, and being able to be a connector for them, to give them hope and help them be successful. So thank you so much. Continue to be the boss with amplified impact, and continue to stay in good health and stay safe. Have a wonderful day.